I just want to say, I've been seeing so many people use my build, they've told me they enjoy my build, and I'm also starting to be recognized as a DDD player within the community, so I'd just like to say a huge thank you, and honestly, that's absolutely amazing. Alright, hi, hello, it's your boy JP, and I'm here bringing you my November 2018 DDD deck profile. So, before we get into this, as I said in the little pre-intro clip, so many people have been recognizing me for DDDs. Honestly, I will hop in Yu-Gi-Oh chat in Discord, and it'll be like, oh, yo, how's your DDDs going? And it'll just start talking about Gilgamesh, or to start talking about different combos in the deck. And honestly, to me, that's awesome, because I've always wanted to be recognized for one of the 3 decks I play, and DDD is honestly got to be my favorite out of the 3, and it suits me. If you don't know, I love like the whole thing about demons. I love like dimensional shit. You know, I just love everything about this deck. I love the lore, I love history, I love I forget the word, mythology. Honestly, everything about this deck is just my interest. It's literally just my interest. So it's incredible, and it's a deck that uses every summoning mechanic, which I just loved. Like, honestly, this deck is literally made for me. So I just want to say, I love the fact that I'm getting recognized with this deck. And I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone that's been supporting this channel. And just shout out to everyone that's been talking to me about this deck and helping me improve it. Anyway, before I keep on ranting and rambling on, also if you want to look at the differences, I'm going to be doing it after the deck profile. So yeah, anyway, let's hop on to the deck profile and let's do this. So starting off with 3, DDD, Oblivion King, Abyss Ragnarok. Then we have 2, DD, 7, Thomas. 1, DD, Orpheus. 3, DD, 7, Copernicus. 1, DD, Nightowl. 2, DD, Ghost. 3, DD, Swole Slime. 2, DD, Necro Slime. 3, DD, Lamia. And 3, DD7 Kepler, wrapping off the monsters. Now for the spell cards we have 3, Allure of Darkness, 1 1 for 1, 2 Pot of Desires, 2 Wear a Vow, 1 Monster Reborn, 2 Designated from the Grave, 3 Dark Contract with the Gate, 2 Dark Contract with the Swamp King, and wrapping up the main deck with the only trap card we have is Dark Contract with the Eternal Darkness. Moving on to the extra deck, we have 1 DDD Wave Oblivion King Caesar Ragnarok, 1 DDD Flame Emperor High King Genghis, or High King Genghis in general, 1 DDD Oracle King Diarch. But wrapping up the fusions of this deck, we have 2 DDD Flame King Genghis. Now starting off with the synchros, we have 1 DDD Gust King Alexander, or High King I should say, 1 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, 1 DDD Curse King Siegfried, and 1 DDD Gust King Alexander. Now for the Ixies, we have Duodon King Kali Yuga, Hope Harbinger, and DDD Wave King Caesar. Now for the links, we have 1 Summon Sorceress, and 2 DDD Abyss King Gilgamesh. Now, I just want to say, I apologize for reading out the full names. I don't know, I just haven't done that in a very long time, so I just really wanted to do it. I don't know why. I just thought, hey, for something different, let's read out the entire thing. So, hey. But then towards the end, I was like, yo, people are probably sick of hearing me say DDD, so, let's move on. Okay, so, yeah, that was a little bit rushed. Honestly, because I was thinking to myself the entire time, I was like, I find it interesting how I always read off of the top instead of over here, which is why I forget to say hiking because I'm reading the top. But anyway, that's besides the point. So let's go through the differences between this one and the previous one. So the only difference in the main deck, which is there at all, is I added 2 Called by the Graves. Now this is something that a lot of people who talked about DDD mentioned. They're like, yo, you should play Called by the Grave. They're like, oh, I wonder what I should cut to add Called by the Grave. And I'm like, yo, man, just wait for my next deck profile. But yeah, I decided in my last deck profile that I wanted to add Called by the Grave in this one, so I did, and I honestly like it. I think it works very well, especially since we have cards like Desires, and you know, just cards that effects can be negated. And honestly, I think it's a good card in general to run because it can stop your opponent's plays. So it's just good being able to, you know, special summon things more, draw things more, which this deck does a lot of. So you just don't have to worry. So the cards that I cut to put in this include Foolish Burial, because I feel like Foolish Burial was a little bit unnecessary now. You didn't exactly need it. Sure, a lot of decks, or a lot of DDD decks, I should say in general, still run it, but I just believe you don't really need it anymore because so we already have Copernicus, uh, and most of the time you can just use cards in your hands to combo off, and especially with Gilgamesh now, you can just go into Gilgamesh and extend off of him, so you don't really need it. You can add it if you want, but I just found myself not wanting it a lot of the time, so I got rid of it. The other card I got rid of was Soul Charge. So this is something that a lot of people are probably a bit controversial about. Honestly, I just didn't have a good time using it, you know. This deck, it requires you to pay a lot of life points in general, so Soul Charge was a bit and I don't like the whole thing about not being able to attack. Not being able to attack on the turn you use it, so it just doesn't fit my playstyle. Honestly, it was basically just a fill card while it was in the deck, so I'm kind of glad I got rid of it. A lot of people love the card, so they might disagree, but it just wasn't for me. You can add it back if you want, as I've been repeating myself, but it's not for me. So that's really the only difference in the main deck. But I want to quickly mention that a lot of people who play DDD are running so many other cards, which include Vice Typhon, Supreme King Kaiser, and Savin Nicola. Or Nicola? I don't know how to pronounce it. And the reason for him is because of Vice Typhon is like a Necro, but I believe I don't really want it in my deck because I only have Necro at 2. And I just feel like it's unnecessary to have Vice Typhon. Like, really, what would it do? Night Howl, go into it, Hacking Alexander, use that, and Lamia go into a level 8. I mean, sure, but really, most people using it for its Necro effect, because it literally banishes itself to Fusion Summon, and it's just not for me, man. Not for me. I only need Necro, and I only run 2 of them in general, so I just feel like it's just unnecessary. I get why people run it, but it's just not for me. Now, Supreme King Kaiser, a lot of people use it because of it can negate effects. When it's Pendulum Summoned, it can also attack multiple times if you pop your Pendulum Zones. It's more of a pure going second. It's a level 7. If it was a level 6, I'd be more considering using it. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like it's just something that won't fit in my build, because my build, it goes first and second, but it's especially good at going first and bringing the like generic board of King Caesar, Siegfried, and Gilgamesh and other cards, usually High King Caesar in the mix and so many others, but yeah, I don't know, man, it's just not for me. And then Savin Nicola, so it's a level 6, and it's a Pendulum, so it could work in the deck, because of it'd be easier for going into 2 Genghis every duel, but I don't know. It's just something to have to work with. Maybe I can test stream it. By the way, there will be a DDD stream tomorrow. So yeah, maybe I'll test it in the stream. I don't know. It's just not exactly for me, I guess. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet, so I can't exactly say that, especially because it's not as bad as the other cards that I've already just read out. But hey, I don't know. I can't say without playtesting. Now for the extra deck, the only things that I've really changed is I got rid of Beowulf and put in this because of this. It just helped a lot more, especially with Thunder Dragons and all, because if you can't get over Thunder Dragons, so you just steal it and then send it to the grave later. So yeah, I might add Beowulf again later because it was useful. However, I don't know, this thing's just working for now. And then I got rid of Needle Fiber and added in Summon Sork. Someone in my last deck profile was asking me, yo, what do I do with Needle Fiber? Because I want to use TCG. Hey man, just add Summon Sork. It actually works really well. Also, I've been saying, okay, so I've been talking to people about this deck in the community, and then some people hop in the conversation and say Gilgamesh is trash, or off topic by the way. I'm just saying it's not trash. A lot of people don't understand how to use it. You don't realize how good this card is. I run it at 2 because that's how good it is. Honestly, people don't realize you don't have to use this effect. It's not compulsory. So you can go into it, you can combo off, get out Crystal Wing, whatever, and then just bring out, you know, another one. Or you can go into Summon Sork, do plays of Summon Sork, then revive it with Genghis, and then use its effect off of Genghis, and then you're perfectly fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with this card. People just literally don't understand how to play it. And having Ragnarok being able to Pendulum Summon is an obvious bonus. And then, because you have an automatic Ragnarok, if you have a Ragnarok in hand, you can use Swell Slam on it, you can use it for fodder, anything. And then not just that. If you get an easy Ragnarok on the field, I mean in the Pendulum scale, while you have your opponent's turn, if they like Raigeki you or something, while you have a Gilgamesh on the board, you can bring back, I don't know, Hiking Alexander, Ragnarok will trigger, bring back Genghis, and then that will trigger Alexander's effect, bringing back, I don't know, just Gilgamesh for GP, and then Genghis will trigger and bring something else back. Like Siegfried, like, do people not realize how good this card is? You can literally make an entire board on your opponent's turn. How crazy is that? As I said, people just don't understand how to use this card. I get that it might not work with every deck, but hey man, it works. It really does work. And honestly, I find myself just going into the generic Caesar and you know, Siegfried board and wanting to go into Crystal Wing, honestly. In fact, I'm literally debating taking out Crystal Wing. It's just the fact that, like, Crystal Wing's a good card, and I can go into it, but I don't want to get I don't want to get rid of it, but, like, I'm highly debating getting rid of it and putting in more DDD cards in the extra deck. But I really don't know if I want it yet. Like, one thing I'm thinking of is maybe I can put in, Formula Synchron, and then use Formula at the start of a turn, get a draw, and then on my opponent's turn go into Crystal Wing for an extra combo if I'm wanting to just like use full out Gilgamesh on turn 1. I don't know, like as I said, there's so many things this deck can do. This is going to be a long ass video because I'm just like talking about this deck, but genuinely, this is such a good deck. So yeah, other cards that I might consider getting rid of, Orthros and Night Howl. I don't know. Maybe Swamp King. A lot of people have been telling me that one Swamp King is working fine for them, and I'm considering trying it because I believe it would work fine for one, for me as well. I just don't know what I would replace it with. Honestly, this card is also doing great. Honestly, it's doing amazing because it's just, you know, if you already have the gate in the hand, then use Kepler to get this, so you just have extra protection for free. This card's great. Because if you just search a lot, everyone tells you that they started using it because of me, and it's really good. And Desires, I like it because of, sure you might banish something, but then what if you draw into a Lure of Darkness, and then you can just draw even more. Honestly, like this deck, I have no issue with it at all. I absolutely love it. So, yeah. Honestly, I don't know what else I can say. It's just this deck works really well. Everyone that talks shit about it, just learn how to play it, actually playtest it, and if you say that you do, and you still think it's shit and Gilgamesh is shit, look up some combos on YouTube or something, dude. Honestly, like, this deck is not bad. And I'm not mad, by the way. I'm just saying. So, yeah. Someone recently told me they love how in-depth my deck profiles are and how I speak about everything and, like, why I play the ratios and everything, and I like it. It's just if people see the long ass video and they're like, I don't want to watch that. So sometimes I don't like doing it. But as I said, I'm starting to be noticed as DDD dude. So I just want to talk about it a bit in this deck profile. And because there wasn't much change, I was like, hey, may as well, right? It's a little bit of a bonus. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Expect to stream tomorrow. If you guys have any suggestions on how to improve the deck, tell me, because next month is going to be the last DDD deck profile for 2018, so I want to make it as best as I can. Anyway, I'm going to go that out of here. I've been ranting on enough. Talk to me in the comment section or my Discord, links in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.